Chibi Usagi Attack of the Heebie Chibis, written and illustrated by Stan Sakai and Julie Sakai, colors by Emi Fujii, letters by Julie Sakai, published by IDW, released June 30th, 2021. Usagi Yojinbou is the work of Stan Sakai, anthropomorphized animals set in feudal Japan in a never-ending journey of Usagi throughout that land. A common first reaction to these comics is that it had the appeal of Mickey Mouse, but to the horror of some parents, I imagine, was what they got is a high-tension, sword-wielding, blood-spilling, honor-protecting stories with layers that is not found in the House of Mouse. That being said, this is not that, and that isn't a bad thing. If you enjoy these sort of reviews, do the YouTube thing, feed the algorithm, and let's discuss. Though it may sound like it came from across the Pacific Ocean, this is solely an American-style comic. The color reflects the cutesy nature of the book, though in some ways it seems it would work better as a page-by-page story rather than a comic book. But it gets a star. Simple, cute is the name of the game, and simple and cute is what you get. The panels, like the art, is simple, though Usagi takes more of an influence from Japan than it does the American side of comics. Its sensibility, though, is more rooted in the American style. Makes sense considering that Stan Sakai is more of a US comic book creator, even though he's from Japan. It's almost as if you took Japanese-influenced pictures and combined it with the early age of comics, that golden silver age style paneling, and this is what you get. I would give it a star. At times one could lament on the action scenes, but that, to be honest, would be a very nitpicky point of view. These chibi characters are a very simplified version from the original series, so the very nice version of one aspect of the following characters, Usagi, Tomoe again, which means there isn't that much personality, though in the main series these characters could also come off as uncomplicated, but that series isn't the focus here. But considering the all ages demographic, this is the level that one should expect. Star. It's simple for the kids, thus no one is complex. Good guys are good, bad guys are bad. Simple enough. When it comes to children's stories, it comes down to good guys doing good guy things, bad guys doing bad guy things. There's a little bit of cunning, a little bit of wit, maybe some selflessness to finish it off. Like I said before, this is uncomplicated, and no one should expect it to be complicated. I am giving it a star. It's a little bit too simplistic, but hey, it's for kids. No one was expecting, complicated. The plot is a simple rescue the village story from our trio of heroes. It does tend to drag a bit. What probably could be told in a single panel is used with several panels with dialogue, but then again, that is more of Stan Sakai's style. In Usagi the main series, it does drag similarly as well, but that could just be my impression of it. I'm giving it a star. Simple plot, simple conclusion, a little bit of drag. There is little doubt that this may be Sakai's attempt to direct a story into a very specific demographic. This being those who are into the chibi cutesy style. It is very different from the stories one would get from the main series, where something mundane can easily become something very high stakes. Overall, it is well done, well illustrated, fairly decent pacing, and a story that is most likely meant to encourage good behavior in children. But that also kind of takes the teeth out of the stories, and Usagi's stories have teeth to them. What do you do when you take out the life or death duels, the perils of lordships, the danger of bounty hunting, and the wandering Ronin angle? And you have a big thing to fill, and it makes the whole thing pretty toothless. In fact, that's probably the best way to describe this book. Toothless. But again, this is also a book for all ages, and for a book of all ages, toothless is how things are sold. But that brings up a question in that, is a toothless Usagi story still an Usagi story? But let's say they dug a little bit deeper, maybe they wanted to go, if they did, go into the more fantastical myths and tales of Japan, and had the chibi versions of Usagi play a play about it, or something. Or maybe showed more of the everyday banality, which can be hilarious. would have done this book some good. Gave it a little bit more pizzazz, to say at the very least. There would have been plenty of ways to make an all-ages story without overly simplifying it, and that is what we get here. A very overly simplified children's book. Thank you for listening so far. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you do the YouTube thing, help feed the algorithm by participating. And I hope you are having a good day or good evening. Ciao, everybody.